As the darkness slowly thins, the silhouettes of grand stone palaces emerge from the fog like sleeping giants. There are no cars here, no hum of tires on asphalt, no rush of modern transit to break the spell. There is only the wind, the salt, and the slow, steady pulse of a city built where no city had any right to exist. For those who open their eyes to this morning light, the water is not merely scenery, it is the very breath of life, a constant companion that dictates every step, every decision, and every quiet moment of reflection. This is the story of Venice. To understand Venice, you must first set aside your normal understanding of what a city is. You are looking at a complex archipelago of 126 islands, woven together by a delicate network of canals and anchored by 472 stone bridges. It is a labyrinth designed not to speed up your journey, but to slow you down, forcing you to accept the pace of the water that surrounds you. While the world knows this historic core as the heart of Venice, the modern reality is far more divided. The municipality is home to roughly 249,000 residents, yet only a small fraction, about 50,000, still live within the historic island center, the Centro Storico. The vast majority have made their lives on the mainland of terra firma or on the outer islands. This division creates a unique internal dynamic, where the quiet, historic island streets stand in stark contrast to the busy modern industrial areas just across the water. As you walk through the historic center, you realize it is organized into 6 traditional districts, known as sestieri. From the quiet, residential corners of Cannaregio and Castello to the bustling paths of San Marco, each neighborhood carries its own distinct atmosphere. You can see this local geography represented on every gondola in the city. The metal prong, or ferro, on the boat's bow is carved with 6 forward-facing teeth, symbolizing the 6 districts that hold this fragile community together. In Venice, nature is not a backdrop. It is the ultimate landlord, and its lease is renewed with every rising and falling tide. The Venetian lagoon is a shallow, dynamic basin where freshwater from northern rivers meets the salty currents of the Adriatic Sea. This constant exchange creates a delicate ecosystem, a marshy landscape of mudflats, salt marshes, and deep channels that dictate how people move, build, and live. The climate here is one of damp transitions. Winters are cold and heavy with cago, the dense fog that rolls in from the sea, wrapping the stone bridges in a quiet gray blanket. In these months, the dampness gets into your bones, and the canals look like dark, still glass. Summers, by contrast, bring a heavy, humid heat, where the scent of salt water intensifies and the light off the lagoon becomes almost blindingly bright. You quickly learn that the water is both a protector and an adversary. For centuries, the lagoon shielded the city from foreign invaders, but today, the water itself presents the greatest challenge. The natural rhythm of the sea brings the seasonal acqua alta, or high water, when atmospheric pressure and southern winds push the Adriatic into the streets. It is a reminder that this city exists purely at the mercy of the natural world, a beautiful compromise between human ambition and the sea. Long before the first train from the mainland arrives, Venice wakes up to a chorus of quiet, functional sounds. It begins around 4 in the morning with the low rumble of diesel engines. These are the barche de lavoro, the working cargo boats navigating the narrow side canals. Without trucks or vans, every single item the city needs to survive, from fresh zucchini to concrete blocks, must be carried by water, and then moved by hand up and over the stone bridges. If you step outside at dawn, you will see the city's true caretakers. Street sweepers push their specialized carts up the steps of the bridges, their brooms sweeping rhythmically across the Istrian stone. You'll pass the small bakery on the corner, where the warm smell of baking bacari biscuits drifts onto the cool street, and the local cafe owner is busy pulling up the metal shutters, preparing to brew the first espresso of the day. For the local resident, morning is a brief window of quiet ownership. It is the time to cross the Campo without navigating crowds, to greet the fishmonger setting up his stall at the Rialto market, and to listen to the bells of the local campanile ring out across the terracotta roofs. It is a daily ritual that connects the modern Venetian to the generations who have walked these same stones for hundreds of years. To live in the historic center of Venice is to experience a small-town lifestyle in the middle of a global cultural icon. Because there are no cars, everyone walks, which means you cannot leave your apartment without bumping into someone you know. Conversations happen in the middle of bridges, outside the bakery, or across narrow alleyways where neighbors hang their laundry on lines stretched high above the streets. Yet this community is facing a quiet crisis of space. The rapid decline of the residential population, from over 120,000 in the late 20th century to around 50,000 today, has altered the social fabric. High rents and the conversion of apartments into holiday rentals have made it increasingly difficult for young families to stay. The people who remain are fiercely protective of their community, maintaining local institutions like the neighborhood alimentari and traditional social clubs. This community is also defined by a deep-seated diversity that goes back centuries. In the Cannaregio district, you can walk through the quiet squares of the historic Venetian ghetto, established in 1516 as the world's first segregated Jewish quarter. Today, the quiet synagogues and low-ceilinged buildings stand as a testament to survival. Nearby, the voices of the Greek Orthodox community and a growing Muslim population remind you that Venice has always been a crossroads, a place where different cultures have had to find a way to live together on these small islands. The history of Venice is written directly into the walls of its buildings. Unlike cities built on solid earth, Venice was constructed by refugees fleeing mainland instability. They drove millions of water-resistant alder and larch tree piles deep into the soft mud until they hit solid clay, capping them with stone plates to support the heavy brick structures above. It is a marvelous feat of engineering that has kept these massive buildings standing for centuries. For nearly 1,000 years, the Republic of Venice, the Serenissima, ruled as a dominant maritime empire. It was a society built on trade, diplomacy, and a unique administrative system that balanced power among its noble families. You see this history in the Venetian Gothic architecture, which blends traditional European pointed arches with delicate Byzantine curves and Islamic-inspired plasterwork, a physical reflection of the city's trade routes to the east. But the city's legacy is not just one of stone and marble, it is also a legacy of the mind. In 1494, Aldus Manutius established the Aldine Press here, turning Venice into the printing capital of the Renaissance. It was here that modern punctuation, italic type, and the pocket-sized book were born, spreading knowledge across the continent. When you walk through these quiet streets, you are walking through a space that helped shape the modern intellectual world. For centuries, the wealth of Venice flowed from its docks and shipyards. At the Arsenale, a massive state-run shipyard, workers could build a fully armed galley in a single day, establishing a production line centuries before the Industrial Revolution. Today, however, the economic engine of the city has shifted almost entirely from maritime trade to the complex industry of modern tourism. Welcoming between 20 and 30 million visitors each year, the city's economy is a delicate balancing act. While tourism brings vital revenue that supports thousands of local businesses, it also places a massive strain on the city's physical structure and everyday life. The debate over how to manage this influx came to a head with the controversy surrounding massive cruise ships traveling through the Giudecca Canal. For years, these towering vessels passed within meters of historic buildings, raising concerns about underwater erosion and air pollution. Following widespread protests and international pressure, the Italian government banned ships over 25,000 tons from the Central Canal in 2021, rerouting them to mainland ports. This decision represented a significant step toward prioritizing the long-term health of the city over short-term economic gains. Living in Venice requires a unique willingness to adapt to physical and financial challenges. The cost of maintaining a home here is significantly higher than on the mainland, because every brick, pipe, and bag of plaster must be transported by boat and carried by hand. Even simple home renovations can cost double or triple the mainland average. The physical survival of the city itself is an expensive, ongoing battle. Built on soft sediment, Venice continues to sink at a rate of 1 to 2 millimeters per year, a process worsened by rising sea levels. To protect the city from catastrophic flooding, the government constructed the MOSE project, a system of 78 yellow sea gates positioned at the lagoon's openings. When extreme high tides threaten the city, these gates rise from the seafloor, temporarily isolating the lagoon from the Adriatic. While MOSE has successfully prevented major flooding in low-lying areas like Piazza San Marco since its first activation in 2020, it is not a simple fix. The project has faced delays, high costs, and debate over its long-term impact on the lagoon's delicate water exchange. For the average Venetian, these engineering efforts are a reminder of the constant, costly vigilance required to keep their home from disappearing into the sea. In Venetian kitchens, the menu is dictated by the seasons and the shallow waters of the lagoon. Local cuisine is distinct from the heavy pasta dishes of southern Italy, focusing instead on seafood, rice, and fresh vegetables from the nearby garden islands of Sant'Erasmo. It is a culinary tradition built on simple ingredients, prepared with care. If you visit a local bacaro, a traditional Venetian tavern, you will experience the heart of local food culture. Here, residents gather for cicchetti, small, bite-sized plates of food served alongside an ombra, a small glass of regional wine or prosecco. You might try sard in Sior, sweet and sour sardines preserved with onions, vinegar, raisins, and pine nuts, a recipe originally created by sailors to keep fish fresh on long sea voyages. Eating here is a social event, a moment to stand at the bar, catch up on local news, and take a breather from the day. It is a slow, shared ritual that keeps the community connected, transforming a simple meal into a celebration of shared identity and local flavor. Venice remains Europe's largest urban pedestrian zone, a place where the automobile simply does not exist. For the visitor, this is a charming novelty. For the resident, it is a daily reality that shapes every aspect of life. Your feet are your primary mode of transportation, and your daily commute is measured not in miles or minutes, but in the number of bridges you must cross. For longer journeys, the city relies on the vaporetti, the large, flat-bottomed waterbuses that ply the Grand Canal. These boats serve as the city's subway system, carrying students, workers, and retirees along the water highways. To cross the Grand Canal, where there are no bridges, locals use the traghetti, large, simple gondolas paddled by two oarsmen that carry passengers from one bank to the other for a modest coin. While this system preserves the city's historic character, it requires patience and physical effort. Moving heavy groceries, furniture, or construction materials requires strength and coordination. It is a lifestyle that keeps you physically active and deeply connected to your surroundings, ensuring you feel the texture of the city with every step you take. Despite the challenges of island life, a new generation is working to build a future in Venice. The city is a major academic hub, home to prestigious institutions like Ca' Foscari University and the Università EUAV. These universities bring thousands of young people to the city, filling the quiet squares of Dorsoduro with energy, conversation, and a sense of possibility. For many of these young people, the choice to stay in Venice is a conscious decision to reject the fast-paced, car-centric lifestyle of modern mainland cities. They are drawn to the safety, the human scale, and the unique artistic community that thrives here. They are starting new businesses, from modern design studios to sustainable tourism initiatives, proving that Venice can be a place of innovation, not just preservation. Yet they face the ongoing challenge of finding affordable housing and diverse career opportunities outside the tourism sector. Their struggle is a vital part of the city's story, a quiet effort to ensure that Venice remains a real, working community where families can live and grow, rather than a beautifully preserved museum frozen in time. As the sun begins its slow descent behind the mainland hills, Venice undergoes a beautiful transformation. The day trippers head back to the train station, and the loud, bustling energy of midday fades into a deep, peaceful quiet. The stone pathways, warmed by the afternoon sun, begin to cool, and the long shadows of palaces stretch across the quiet canals. In the evening, the city belongs once again to its residents. Families gather in the campi, the small neighborhood squares, where children kick soccer balls against ancient church walls and parents sit on stone benches, chatting in the soft twilight. The air fills with the sounds of laughter, the clinking of glasses, and the distant, gentle hum of waterbuses making their final runs. Walking through these quiet streets at night, you feel a deep sense of peace. The soft, warm glow of street lamps reflects off the dark, still canal water, creating a surreal, dreamlike atmosphere. It is a time when the modern world feels very far away, and you can appreciate the pure, timeless beauty of this fragile island home. But this beauty comes with a heavy dose of reality. Venice faces deep challenges that threaten its very existence. The pressure of over-tourism continues to strain the city's infrastructure and push out local residents. In response, city planners have introduced measures to manage the flow of visitors, including a pilot day tripper access fee of €5, designed to encourage more sustainable travel habits. At the same time, the physical environment remains under constant threat from climate change and rising sea levels. While the MOSE barriers protect the city from extreme high tides, more frequent smaller floods still damp the low-lying parts of the city, wearing away at the brickwork and foundations of historic homes. These challenges require constant effort, investment, and adaptation. The people of Venice are engaged in a continuous battle to preserve their home, balancing the need for economic development with the preservation of their delicate ecosystem and cultural heritage. It is a reminder that every paradise comes with its own struggles, and Venice is no exception. In the face of these challenges, you might wonder why generations of Venetians continue to call this fragile archipelago home. The answer is not found in statistics or economic reports, but in the deep, emotional connection the people have to this land and water. They stay because they love the unique rhythm of a car-free life, where you can walk everywhere and greet your neighbors by name. They stay because they are proud of their history and want to protect the unique cultural heritage passed down by their ancestors. And they stay because, despite the challenges, they find a deep sense of belonging and peace in this beautiful waterbound sanctuary. To be Venetian is to understand that your home is fragile, temporary, and precious. It is a realization that makes you appreciate the beauty of every sunset, every quiet morning, and every shared moment on these stone pathways. It is a way of life worth fighting for, a unique human experience that connects the past, present, and future in a single, continuous flow. In the end, Venice teaches us a powerful lesson about the nature of home and our relationship with the world around us. It reminds us that some of the most beautiful human achievements are born not from ease and stability, but from a willingness to adapt, compromise, and live in harmony with the natural forces that surround us. When you walk these quiet paths, look out over the lagoon, and listen to the silent whisper of the water, you begin to understand that Venice is not just a destination to be visited. It is a living, breathing reminder of what is possible when we choose to build our lives with care, respect, and a deep appreciation for the fragile beauty of our shared world. As you leave this waterbound city behind, you carry with you a new perspective on time, connection, and the true meaning of belonging. You realize that, in a world that is always rushing forward, there is immense value in slowing down, listening to the water, and appreciating the delicate, beautiful spaces we call home. If you had the opportunity, would you choose to experience the unique, car-free rhythm of life in Venice for a year? Which part of Venice's story resonated with you the most? Its fragile foundations, its close-knit community, or its ongoing battle with the sea? If this journey through the quiet canals and resilient spirit of Venice has brought you a little closer to this remarkable place, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. By sharing this story, you help us continue to explore the unique human geographies, cultures, and inspiring communities that shape our world. Thank you for watching, and until our next journey.